Hello everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. Today I want to show you something really cool. This has to do with hiding certain items or elements within your website. So it's going to be very useful. This is not the page that I'm going to show you, but I just before I start showing you what the animations and how it's gonna work, I just want to talk to you a little bit more about who is this video for and what it can help you to do, right? So one of the things is, if you're selling some type of courses through videos, that's gonna be useful, because let's say you only want to show a portion of a training video before they can get a message, and you can encourage them to either sign up for your program, subscribe, or do specific tasks within your page. You can also use it for any type of website to display specific items at certain times. So I'm going to show you all the ones that we're going to be doing. And again, this is actually my website right now, but I'm currently have somebody working on it. I'm going to be talking more about in a new video. So I haven't had a chance to touch this website for like almost 2 years now, so it's pretty much obsolete at this point. So I'll be sharing my new website pretty soon, and that's something very exciting. So let's go here. I'm gonna refresh the page and you can see what's gonna happen. So the first animation is gonna be this one, where you're gonna have a video, right? It's gonna be playing, and then there's gonna be a box that's gonna show up after a few seconds. Now when you do this type of animation, it's not gonna be set on the time of the video, but it's gonna be set on the time just in general. So this is something like, if you're adding it in the top of your website, is gonna appear after a few seconds or a few minutes if you want. But then you have the next option, which is gonna be this one, and this other is same thing. It's a video. The person can watch the video. Right now I'm not gonna click on it because this is an actual YouTube video and it has copyright, so I don't want to get my audio banned or something. So but after a certain time, you're gonna see there's gonna be a button that's gonna show up here, and there's gonna be a subscribe box right here. These two are pretty much the same, it's just a different things, right? On this one you have a box to subscribe and add some email and message, and this one you have a button where you can take them or send them somewhere else. You also have this up here button that you can connect to anything. And then don't worry about this code, I'm gonna be showing it to you in a little bit. But then I want to show you, let me publish this first. I'm gonna show you the one that I think is gonna be the most useful for everybody, which is gonna be this one at the bottom. So the way this one works is, once somebody gets to this page, it's gonna activate the timer and it's gonna show either a picture, a box, whatever you want. So if, for example, somebody gets to your website, is looking at this part of your website, but you have the video all the way at the bottom, right, like right here, it's gonna only show it once it's on view. So if it's right here, they can play the video and then they're gonna be able to see this animation. So when it's not on view, it's gonna disappear. So that's something that it's useful. Why? Because you can activate the time only when they're in this section. So it won't work if they're up here, the timer is not working, it restarts itself. But when you come down here, right where it goes, right here, I have the timer set at 10 seconds, but you can set it to anything, so they can start watching the video and then it's gonna show. And again, we can make this either an image, a box, whatever you guys want. So let me show you how this gets done. Okay, so how this is gonna work is pretty much very easy to do. So this is not very complicated. It has a little bit of code, but it's very easy to follow, so I'm gonna show you. So again, this can work for anything, but for this specific video we're going to be using videos. Okay, so we're going to add our video, and then we can go on here. We're going to drag our video, right? So if you already have the video on your on your website, on your page, then you can just click on change the video and just add whatever video you have in your files. But if you want to embed a video from YouTube, then you can just paste the link right here and it will play a video from YouTube. And you can do things like autoplay, plays in a loop. This is something I do recommend because a lot of the times people will click and then you don't want them to show other suggestions for videos if it's YouTube. If it is embedded into your site, then it's different. But in this case, because we're gonna have a message appear on top, then this won't matter too much, but again, it's totally up to you. So for this one, we're gonna use YouTube, but again, you can use one embedded into your page. It's totally up to you. So either way, it's gonna work the same. So once we do that, we're gonna have it there. Second thing you wanna do is, if you're adding a image, we're gonna test it with an image first. It's gonna work like this. You literally just gonna add your image. So let's add an example. Let's say we wanna use this one right here. So what we wanna do is we want this image to show on top of the video after a certain time, and this is something that you can do if you don't want to use an image, because a lot of people are like, well, what is this useful for, right? It could be because you design some kind of like graphics that says subscribe or learn more about our program, whatever it is. But if you don't want to build everything within here, what I would suggest is to add a box, because within the box you can add buttons, you can add image, you can do a lot of different things. So for example, if I do this, I'm gonna go on box, and then I'm gonna add this one, and I'm gonna make sure is the size of the video. Okay, so it's gonna be like that. So make sure it's center, everything is there. You can design what color you want it to be, and then from here we can add a button that says subscribe, right? So if we go here on contacts and forms, we can add something like this, right, that says subscribe, and you can actually fix this box to make sure it fits into your box right there. So you can adjust accordingly, so it doesn't have to be this small, it can be as big as you prefer. And we're gonna drag this right here. We're gonna make sure this is smaller right here, and now we're gonna make sure this box is a little too small, so we're gonna make it a little bigger than this, and there you go. And then we're gonna make sure this is attached to the box, okay? Because that way when we set the code to hide this box, is gonna hide everything within the same box. So whatever you put inside of this box is gonna be hidden until you add the animation. So the first one we're gonna add, it's gonna be this one. So we can move this on the side for now. We're gonna click on the video, and then the first thing you want to do, if you haven't done this before, is to make sure you turn on the developer mode. Right now I have it on already, so it says turn off, but you want to make sure this is on, and now you're gonna see this section right here. So your box should be all clean. There should be no code or anything in it, and the reason is, if is your first time doing something like this, then this should be completely clean. There should be if there's some text here or something, you can just delete it and don't worry about it. If you already have experience with coding, then you know where to add it on your code. But let's say you're somebody new, is your first time doing something like this, and you're just trying to test out some things. So again, you have your box, you have your video. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the video, and then you're gonna see there's a bunch of little links down here. and these handlers, that's what they're called, they have specific functions that you can add whenever you're going to be adding the code. So the one that we want is called on view port, meaning only when the user is able to see the video, this is gonna start working. So if they go up and let's say this video is all the way at the bottom, then it's not gonna work there because they're not gonna see it. You can also have it that it's gonna work when they click on the item, and we're gonna do a few more, so feel free to watch all the sections and decide which one you want to use for your specific needs. Again, so the one that we're gonna use first is gonna be view on port. So it's gonna be here. You're gonna see this option. You're gonna add the event, and it's gonna look like this. So now your video has the function that only it's gonna work when people are able to see this specific video in their screen. Then we're gonna grab the code right here, and I'm gonna just copy this, and I'm gonna show you how to add it, so don't worry. So we're gonna paste it right here, right in between this one, this this part right here. So you're just gonna paste it right there. And as you can see, this one says image because I have used an image in the other code, but because we're gonna use this box right here, then we're gonna make sure we find the name of this box. So this one is box 4. So all we gotta do is just change this to box 4, and make sure that because it's case sensitive, make sure that you are using the lowercase for box number 4, and if it's correct, it shouldn't have a red line at the bottom. If you're missing something or you type something extra, then it's gonna give you an error. Now we can just put it on top of this, and then the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we're on the box, and we're gonna select hidden. Why? Because we don't want it to be showing in the beginning. So as you can see, the code right here, it says video player 6 because I have more videos on the same page. Viewport enter, that means when the user is able to see this video. Then here we need to change this one too. This is gonna be box 4. Okay, so box 4 is gonna be hidden. And then the timeout, it says set timeout. What it means is the time that we want this to be activated is after 10 seconds. Okay, so this is 10,000. If you don't know how to calculate, let's say you want it to appear in 2 minutes, then you can always go to Google and do minutes to milliseconds, because this is based on milliseconds. So that way you can get the exact amount of milliseconds that you need for the thing to work. 10,000 is for 10 seconds. This one is counted. When you do the code, you have to do milliseconds for some reason. Okay, so now let's test it. And as you can see, it's gonna appear right here. It's gonna be after 10 seconds. And the best way to know if it's working, there you go, is you can also time it. But as you can see, that was 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, this box appeared. So as you can see, this part was very easy. Now we're gonna do it one more time, and this is what's gonna happen. Let's say you're up here, right? Because you're on top of this website and you're scrolling. Right now the box it's gone, but it's gonna appear again after 10 seconds because we set it to only show 10 seconds after the user lands on this specific part, which is good because you can have somebody, for example, watch the video for a few seconds before they're able to see the box. So that's why it's important that when you're setting the times, you can give enough time, so you can set it to 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever the amount is. And again, if I go here and I click on it, let's say I'm able to watch this, and as you can see the seconds here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and then the box shows up because I have it to 10 seconds, which is 10,000 milliseconds. Now we're gonna do another example where it's gonna be like this one right here. Where do you go? This one right here, that the button is just gonna appear after a certain period of time. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back here. We're gonna add another section, and then we can just make sure it's there, and then we're gonna add a button. So this button, let's say you want it to show or appear after certain time, right? So on this one is also gonna be the same thing. Now we're gonna go down here and we're gonna copy the code. So this is gonna be right here. Actually, this is timeout. Yeah, this is okay. So we're gonna go down here. We have our button. We're gonna paste our code right here. Now, how do you change the settings for this code? When you click on this button, it says button number 6, right? That's the button. So all you gotta do here is just change the button to number 6, and then that's it. On this one is very simple because it's a one single thing. So let's test it. It's gonna appear in 20 seconds, so we're gonna lower it to 10 seconds. But again, you can set it to any time you want. So actually, let me go here. Let me make sure I hit this. So this button should be hidden, and then it should appear after 10 seconds. And let's see, there it is. Now it shows in 10 seconds. So as you can see, this can be very useful. Also, that something like this, you want them to watch a video first, and then after a certain time you want the video to show up. So using these two different codes right here, this one right here is gonna be useful for people that want a specific time within the video. So you don't want to activate the timer if they're not able to see this. So again, if you have the video at the bottom, just keep that in mind, that you want to use the viewport enter for you to have the time align with the video. That way it only shows when they're able to watch the video and activates the time, so that way they play the video and you can give them, let's say, 20-30 seconds to watch that video until it shows the box either to subscribe, to sign up for something, or you can also do an image, something like this one that I have right here, that once you have the image, then it's gonna be able for them to either click on the image or there's gonna be some type of message. So for this one, I'm gonna show you what the code looks like, and I have it here. Where do you go? Here. So this code is for showing an item when pausing the video. Now this one right here, why is that? Is because let's say the person is watching this video, right? And nothing is gonna happen unless they pause the video. See, now shows this image. So again, you have a new way to either activate a button, an image, or whatever you like. So, and I have it set to only show for 10 seconds and then it disappears. So they can again watch the video, but then if they pause it, it shows it again. It's gonna stay for 10 seconds and it's gonna disappear. So if this is something that you need, then again, you can use this code right here. So let me show you. Okay, so the code looks like this. As you can see right here, this is the code, and I'm gonna show you how you're gonna add it, because as you can see the image right here, it's the easy part. You can just click on hidden and it's gonna hide the image when the video is on, and then only when it gets paused, then you gotta make sure it appears, right? So now the video is something that we need to add a handler on it. So the way you add an event handler, which will activate the pause button to show this, works this way. So let me show you. So we're gonna go all the way to the bottom, and we're gonna add a new section here. And again, if you already have a website, don't worry about adding a section. The only reason why I do it is just so it's not confusing when I'm showing how to get these videos done. So let's minimize this a little bit. We're gonna add our video. So we're gonna go here where video is. And again, the video can be a YouTube video, it can be embedded into your page, whatever it is. So we have it there. Now we're gonna add the event handler, and you're gonna click on the video, and you're gonna make sure you know what name of this video is. This one is video player 8, because I have added so many videos to this page. That's why that's the number. Second thing is we want to make sure we add the handler event on pause. So once you click on this, you're gonna make sure you add an event, and this is what's gonna show. Now between this section right here and this one right here is where we need to add the code. So it's pretty much gonna be right here. But before we add the code, we can also add our image. And again, if you already create some type of graphics, then it can be anything. In this case, again, we just want it to be an image. So let's say I want to do this one right here. And something cool about Wix is that it has their editor. So for example, you can do something like this. Let me show you. You can just click on settings, click adjust, and then you're gonna be able to add, let's say, an overlay. So we can add something like or maybe we can add a background. So let me see if we can select one. Can do something like color maybe. I think this one is gonna just change it completely. So let's see. Can make sure it gets like a little bit faded, and then we're gonna add a text. So on this text we can type something like click to watch more, or you can also set something like click to subscribe, whatever it is. Or you can type whatever message you want. So again, you're not limited to do anything. And this one we can do 120. Oh, thing is I added this one. I even think it's too small. There you go. And then we can change the color, so you can make sure it's a different color. And then now we're gonna save it. Okay, so now your image already has a text. This is something that you can do. Now let's just wait for this to load. Oh, okay, there it is. So we're gonna close this. So the other thing you're gonna do is this image, you can connect it to anything. So let's say we want to connect it to a specific page. So let's say I want to send them to services, and click done. Okay, so we have that. The second thing we're gonna decide is if we want this to be able to to disappear after a certain period of time, or you want it to stay there for as long as possible. So now it's time for us to add the code on the bottom of the function for the video. So let me get the code really quick. It's right here. Then when pausing the video, okay, this is one right here. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna make sure we add it in the specific place, which is gonna be right here. Okay, So right now it says image 4, but this one is image 6 because I copied the code from the other one that I already had. So all you gotta do is just make sure you change it to the specific item ID. So this one's gonna be 6 and this is gonna be 6. Okay, now as you can see here is 10,000 milliseconds, which is 10 seconds. So once you play the video and then you pause the video, it's gonna take 10 seconds to show this message or this image, and then after those 10 seconds it's gonna disappear again. And then if they keep clicking watch the video and then they pause it, it's gonna show again. But if you don't want them to be able to watch the video again, you can just add an extra 2 zeros, so it's just gonna be I don't know how many hours is that, but that way they won't be able to see the video again until they click the image. So now let's test it. Okay, so as you can see, oh, and one more thing before I forgot, we gotta make sure that when you click on the image, it's on hidden. That way it's not gonna show first, it's gonna be the video, and it's gonna hide, it's gonna appear after the time that we set it to pause the video. So now we're gonna do it one more time, and then okay, you have your video, you wanna click play. You can be watching whatever, the whole video if you want, but in the moment that you pause the video, now you see this image. Now it's just gonna stay because we added extra zeros to our time, but if you want this to just be a few seconds, you can also set it to specific milliseconds. And again, the conversions, you can always go to Google and type minutes to milliseconds or seconds to milliseconds. That way you know if it's 10,000 usually is 10 seconds. 20,000 milliseconds equals 20 seconds. So you can make the math. So now again, because we have this, we're gonna click on it because we put in a link embedded to the page, and now it takes us to the place that we set it to be. So as you can see, you're able to put a link into the video, onto the image, sorry. So you're watching the video, it gets paused, and then because the picture has a link embedded to it, when they click on it, it's gonna take them to that specific page. So there it is. So you can play with this and play around it. You can do as many things, and to make sure you get the right thing, just keep this in mind. So let me show you, because this one right here. Okay, so let me show you the code so that way you can see it. So to add the function, you gotta make sure you click on the video, and then once you click on that video, you're gonna be able to see the functions that you can add, which are gonna be the event handlers. So let me move this. So for example, right here on the video, I click on this video right here. So once I click on that video, I'm able to see this part right here. Let me open this. I want to make sure this gets maximized. Okay, so whenever you click on the video, you're able to see the event handlers, and as you can see, each event handler has a specific thing on mouse. So if you want the seconds to start working once you put the mouse, you want the image or the item or the box to appear when you put the mouse on top of the image, on top of the video, then you want it to show. You can also do it on pause, you can do it on play, which this is very instant. So in the moment they click play, they're gonna see that message. So it could be almost like a clickbait kind of thing, because it won't let you watch the video unless they submit their information, and then you can reroute them to actually watch the video. On progress is as the video is playing, and then the one that's going to be the most useful is this one on viewport, which is the last one that we did here, and it's this one right here. So let me move this one down here. Ignore this code. This is the one that you need for viewport, which is again when somebody is only on that section which is I talk in the beginning. This is the specific code that you need. And again, don't forget that if you add an image, you gotta click the hidden button. So let me show you. So for example, on this one, right, we want to make sure the image is on hidden, so that way when you preview, this is not gonna show. Again, I hope it's not confusing. Watch from the beginning, and that way it's not gonna sound as confusing. But you're welcome to ask me any questions. Sorry, if you get lost or something, I can always let you know. And then I'll leave this here. You can pause it so you can copy the video. But again, the easiest way to do it is just to click on the video, add the handler, and mainly what you need here is this piece right here. That's what makes the whole thing work. And then this section right here is gonna be the ID. So you can change it to be an image, a box, a button, and then as you can see here, I have it right here. So on this one, it's just like on ready function, set timeout. It says the number of the ID of the button, and then it shows after 20 seconds. So also this is the time. So if you want it to be 30 seconds, I'll be adding a 3 because it gotta be 30,000 milliseconds. So that's how you can change the time that you want it to appear. So again, hopefully this video helped you, and if you have questions, feel free to send me a message and then I can help you. The reason why you see so much coding here is because I have different boxes, but and because we did different tests. But in reality, again, all you need is just this little section right here. That's all you need, and then make sure you add the right event handler. So hopefully that's not confusing. But again, it's going to be very easy to do.